Do these 5 things every day to change your life. Let me tell y'all something right off the bat. Your life ain't gonna change just because you want it to. Nah, change don't come through wishful thinking. It comes from daily disciplines, habits, and decisions. Every single day you got 2 choices, grow or stay the same. And the reason some folks never see break through is because they're waiting on a miracle, but they're not doing their part in the process. Now, I'm about to give you 5 things you need to do every day if you want real change. I'm talking about next level peace, prosperity, purpose, and power. And no, this ain't no overnight trick. This ain't magic. It's faith plus work. And if you do this consistently, I promise, you won't even recognize your life in 6 months. Start your day with Geo. You ever wonder why some folks walk around with peace while the world's on fire? It ain't because they rich. It ain't because they got it all figured out. It's because they start their day anchored in something bigger than themselves. The first few minutes of your day determine the direction of the whole thing. So if you start off chasing chaos, guess what your day gonna be full of? More chaos. You got to wake up with purpose, not by accident, not because your alarm scared you out the bed. You wake up because there's something in you God still needs to do. You were chosen to see another sunrise. That ain't luck. That's divine mercy, and how you treat that moment tells God what you're ready for next. Before you reach for that phone, before you even put your feet on the floor, you need to pause. Just pause and breathe. Say thank you with your chest. Not a weak thank you, but a strong one. Like you know you ain't even supposed to be here, but God kept you anyway. You ain't got a pray like you in a pulpit. God don't need theatrics. He just wants your honesty. You can be real and say, Lord, I'm tired. I don't know what I'm doing, but I need you to guide me today. That's more powerful than any fancy church phrase. That's connection. Some folks treat prayer like a fire extinguisher. Only pull it out when everything's burning down, but the real ones, they pray before the fire even starts, because they know prayer don't just fix things. It prevents breakdowns before they happen. It gives you wisdom before you mess up. See, when you invite God into your day early, He gives you eyes to see things differently. That coworker who normally gets on your nerves, suddenly you see their pain instead of their attitude. That delay you thought was a problem, you start seeing it as protection. Perspective changes everything. A lot of y'all feel lost cause you trying to lead yourself with no spiritual GPS. Imagine driving in a new city with no map, no signal, and thinking you gon' just figure it out. That's how some of y'all living, guessing through life. But when you check in with God, He gives you directions before you even start the engine. Starting your day with God ain't just about asking for stuff, it's about aligning. You're getting in sync with the one who sees the whole picture. He knows what's around the corner. He knows who's lying to you, who's plotting on you, and who's got a blessing with your name on it. And you ain't gotta spend hours. Sometimes all it takes is 5 solid minutes. 5 focused minutes of surrender and listening. That's more valuable than 30 minutes of anxious scrolling and complaining. You give God those first fruits of your day and watch Him bless the rest of it. People say they don't hear from God, but you can't hear nothing when your mind is on loud and your heart is on mute. Silence your thoughts. Give Him room to speak. Sometimes He don't speak through words. He speaks through peace. He speaks through that idea that suddenly makes sense. That's Him. Starting your day with God is like spiritual armor. It don't mean trouble won't come, but when it does, you ain't out there naked. You got protection. You got power. You got discernment. That's why some people don't crumble under pressure, because they've been praying when things were calm. The biggest lie the enemy tells you is you don't have time. But you got time for everything else. You got time for TikTok. You got time for gossip. You got time for Netflix. But you ain't got 5 minutes for the one who gave you breathe. That's backwards, fam. Fix that. Your life don't change when you get rich. It changes when you get right. And getting right means starting your day with the right source. Not coffee, not news, not drama. Start with God. That's where your power lies. Your schedule ain't too busy.
Your priorities just out of order. What you do first tells everything about what matters most. And if you truly want breakthrough, you gotta show God you serious. You gotta make him first, not last, not when it's convenient.
Every single day, if you make it a habit, just like brushing your teeth or checking your bank app, you gon' see transformation. Your spirit gon' get stronger. Your focus gon' get sharper. Your life gon' start reflecting the light you've been soaking up every morning. Start your day with God, and everything else will start falling into place. Speak life, O-U-T, loud. Let me tell you something. Your mouth is powerful. I'm talking life for death kind of power. But too many folks don't realize the damage they do by how they talk about themselves. They wake up and say stuff like, I'm so tired. I'll never get out of this mess. Ain't nothing ever work out for me. And then they shocked when that's exactly what keeps happening. You feeding your life poison with your own words. See, the world already got enough negativity to throw at you. The last thing you need is to be your own enemy in the mirror. When you wake up in the morning, the first person you hear is you. So how you gon' start the day cursing yourself with your own mouth? That ain't how champions think. That ain't how breakthrough starts. What you say about your life starts shaping your reality. Your words are like seeds, and every day you planting something. If you plant doubt, fear, and failure, guess what's gon' grow? But if you plant faith, strength, and favor, now you got a harvest worth waiting on. You got to be intentional with your tongue. I ain't talking about lying to yourself. I'm talking about speaking to the version of you that's already victorious, even if you ain't met them yet. The you that's healed, the you that's thriving, the you that's walking in purpose. That version of you exists. You just gotta speak to him every single day until y'all meet. Sometimes you gotta talk to yourself like a coach. Say, I got this. I ain't giving up. God brought me too far to leave me here. You gotta hype yourself up like your life depends on it, because it does. You can't wait on applause. You can't wait on folks to validate you. Speak life because your spirit needs it to survive. Your words shape your mood too. You ever notice how saying I can't do this makes you feel heavy, defeated, ready to quit? But the moment you say I got this, your chest lifts up, your shoulders straighten, and you start to believe again. That's not a coincidence. That's the power of your voice. Speak life out loud even when it feels awkward, even when your life don't look like your words. That's cold faith. That's cold declaring the promise before you see the proof. Some of y'all waiting to feel better before you talk better. But real transformation starts with what you say, not what you see. You gotta build a habit. Look in the mirror every morning and say something bold. I'm walking in favor. I'm not who I was. I'm on my way. My season is shifting. What's for me is coming. Don't say it once and be done. Say it like you mean it. Say it until your situation has no choice but to get in line. And watch who you hang around too. Negative folks will kill your confession. You can't be around people who speak fear and expect to live in faith. If they always complaining, always doubting, always tearing others down, they ain't your tribe. Protect your words by protecting your circle. Let's get one thing straight. Speaking life ain't about pretending things are perfect. It's about refusing to let your problems define your mindset. Life gone throw storms. That's guaranteed, but even in the middle of the storm, you still got the power to say, peace is mine, strength is mine, victory is mine. When you keep saying what you don't want, all your energy flows toward that.
I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to fail. Flip it. Start saying, I'm walking in abundance. I'm attracting real love. I'm built for success. Speak what you do want, not what you fear.
You ever met somebody who always complaining and notice how nothing good ever seems to happen for them? That ain't bad luck. That's bad language. They talk defeat so much, it's all they expect. But you don't have to live like that.
You can change your whole life by changing your confession. Start small if you have to. Write down 3 powerful declarations and say them every day. Put them on your wall, on your mirror, on your dashboard. Keep speaking them until they sink into your bones. Life will start moving in the direction of your words. I promise you that. There's gonna be days you don't feel like it. Days when everything looks broken. Say it anyway. That's when it matters most. That's when it's warfare. When life hits hard, don't shut your mouth. Open it with power. Let hell know you still believe. Speak life out loud, because silence ain't your strategy no more. Every time you speak life, you give hope permission to breathe. You give God something to work with. So don't waste another day using your voice for defeat. Use it for victory. Use it for healing. Use it for breakthrough. You've got the power. Now use it. Move your body. Move your mind. Look, life ain't just about what you think. It's about what you do. You can't expect to have a sharp mind, strong spirit, and unstoppable drive if you sitting around all day like a statue. That body you've been ignoring, it's tied to your mental and emotional health more than you realize. When your body moves, your mind wakes up. You ever notice how after a good walk or some light exercise, you feel clearer? More focused, like your head ain't so heavy. That ain't no coincidence. When you move your body, you send blood and oxygen to your brain. That's like fuel for your mental engine. You wake up inside and out. Now, I'm not saying you gotta run a marathon or lift crazy weights. Sometimes moving means just standing up, stretching, and breathing deep. You gotta get out of that stagnant space, sitting all day trapping your energy like it's on lockdown. You need to release it to breathe life back into your mind and spirit. The truth is, your emotions get stuck in your body. Stress, anxiety, and fear don't just live upstairs in your head. They sit in your shoulders, your chest, your gut. When you move, you help those emotions flow out. You break the chains of stuck energy, and that's when you start feeling lighter. When you wake up sluggish and lazy, your mind follows suit. But when you commit to moving your body, you're telling your mind, I'm ready. You send a signal that you're serious about your health, your goals, your life. That kind of commitment fuels motivation and creativity. Some people try to solve every problem with their head alone. They think mental work is enough. But your body got wisdom too. Your body remembers things your mind forgets. It holds your strength, your resilience. When you move, you tap into that power. You unlock your full potential. Let me be real. Movement fights depression and anxiety better than a lot of things. It triggers chemicals in your brain, endorphins, that make you feel good. That's why you feel like dancing when a good song come on. That's your brain and body thanking you for getting active. You don't have to wait for motivation to move. Sometimes you gotta move to get motivated. If you wait till you feel like it, you'll never start. You gotta move your body even when your mind tries to talk you out of it. Push through that resistance because that's where growth happens. Moving your body also helps you sleep better. And if you don't sleep well, your mind don't work well. It's all connected. You want clarity and peace, move more. You want energy and focus, move more. You want to handle life's challenges better. You guessed it, you gotta move more. When you move, you increase your confidence. Your body language changes, you stand taller,
You breathe deeper. You feel stronger. That kind of confidence feeds your mindset and your interactions with others.
It's a cycle. Movement builds confidence. Confidence builds success. A lot of y'all underestimate the power of just walking outside for 10 minutes. The fresh air, the sunlight, those things boost your mood and reset your brain.
Nature is medicine. Don't sleep on that. You don't need a gym membership to get benefits. Sometimes all you need is a good walk. If you struggle with mental fog, try moving your body first before you try to think your way out. Move breaks the cycle of stuck thoughts.
It wakes up your nervous system. Suddenly, ideas start flowing again. Your mind is clearer because your body told it to be. Movement is also a form of self-love. When you take care of your body, you're telling yourself you matter. You're investing in your future. That's powerful. You're not just working on your physique. You're working on your whole life. Your body is your vehicle. Treat it like one. Some days, movement might just look like dancing in your living room or doing a few stretches while the coffee brews.
It don't have to be perfect. It don't have to be long. It just has to be consistent. That consistency moves you from stuck to unstoppable. Remember, your body and mind are a team. You can't separate them and expect either to win.
When you honor that connection and move your body, you're giving your mind a chance to shine. So get up, get moving, and watch how your whole life starts shifting.
Feed your mind daily. You ever wonder why some folks seem to be growing every day, while others stay stuck in the same place year after year? It all comes down to what they're feeding their minds. Your mind is like a garden, and what you plant in it grows. If you feed it junk negative news, useless gossip, toxic drama, you're gonna have a garden full of weeds. But if you feed it knowledge, inspiration, and truth, watch your garden bloom. A lot of people treat their minds like a trash can, just dumping anything in there without thinking. You can't expect to have a powerful, successful life if your mind is full of fear, doubt, and negativity. You gotta be deliberate about what you consume every day, because whatever you put in your head will show up in your actions. Start by realizing your mind is your most valuable asset. It controls everything. The choices you make, the words you speak, the way you react. And just like you wouldn't feed your body junk food every day and expect to be healthy, you can't feed your mind garbage and expect to be strong mentally and emotionally. Feeding your mind daily means picking up a good book, listening to a podcast that challenges you, or watching something that makes you think. It means turning off the noise that drags you down and tuning into wisdom that lifts you up. This ain't about being perfect. It's about being intentional. Some of y'all think you don't have time, but everyone's got 24 hours. The difference is how you use them. 10 minutes of reading a powerful book beats 2 hours of scrolling through nonsense. You gotta guard your time like it's gold, because it is. Feeding your mind daily helps you grow into the person you were created to be. You can't be the best version of yourself with yesterday's thoughts. You gotta upgrade your thinking every day. If you want $1 million life, you gotta have $1 million mindset. Think about your heroes, the people you look up to. They didn't get there by accident. They worked on their minds. They studied. They learned. They grew. They invested in themselves. And you can do the same. The same opportunities for growth are available to you if you're willing to take them. You gotta be a lifelong learner. The world keeps changing. You can't stay stuck in old ways of thinking and expect new results. Feeding your mind daily keeps you adaptable, resilient, and ready for whatever comes your way. Sometimes feeding your mind means feeding your soul too. That's why spiritual reading, prayer, or meditation are so important. When you feed your spirit, your mind gets clarity. You get peace.
You get strength to face the storm. Watch out for mental junk food disguised as entertainment. Not everything that's entertaining is good for you. Know the difference between filling your mind with inspiration and just passing time. Be mindful about what you allow in. Feeding your mind daily also helps you solve problems better. When your mind is sharp, you see solutions where others see obstacles. You get creative. You get resourceful. And that's how you turn struggles into stepping stones.
If you want to grow, you gotta challenge your mind. Don't settle for easy answers or shallow thinking. Dig deeper, ask questions, seek wisdom, push yourself beyond comfort. That's where real growth lies.
Remember, feeding your mind isn't just about quantity, it's about quality. It's better to read one good chapter that changes your life than 100 pages that bore you. Choose wisely what you feed your brain.
You can also feed your mind by surrounding yourself with smart, positive people. Conversation is one of the best ways to learn. Be around people who lift you up, challenge you, and inspire you to be better. Most importantly, be consistent. Feeding your mind daily is a habit. Some days it'll be easy, some days you won't feel like it, but show up anyway. Consistency beats motivation every time. Over time, your mind will become a powerhouse. Your thoughts shape your world, so feed your mind daily and watch how your world starts to change. You'll start seeing opportunities, finding peace, and attracting success like never before. Do one hard thing on purpose, let me tell you something real success ain't for the lazy. It ain't for the comfortable. It's for the folks willing to face the hard stuff head on every single day. You gotta do one hard thing on purpose. Not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. Because growth, breakthrough, and change live on the other side of hard. See, too many people wait for motivation to hit before they tackle anything tough. But motivation is a sneaky thing. It comes and goes like the wind. The real winners, they don't wait on feelings. They get up and get it done, hard thing or not. They create their own momentum. Doing one hard thing every day builds muscle, not just in your body, but in your mind and spirit. It's like training. You don't get strong by lifting light weights all day. You get strong by pushing through discomfort, by facing what scares you and saying, I got this. Hard things teach you lessons no easy thing can. They teach patience, resilience, discipline, and faith. When you purposely put yourself in those uncomfortable spaces, you grow faster and deeper. You start breaking mental and emotional barriers you didn't know existed. Sometimes the hard thing is saying no. Saying no to people, habits, or distractions that pull you off your path. That's tough. It takes courage to set boundaries and guard your energy, but it's necessary. Your peace and purpose depend on it. Other times, the hard thing is showing up when you don't feel like it. Maybe it's working on your dreams while everyone else is resting. Maybe it's having that difficult conversation or making that phone call you've been avoiding. Whatever it is, do it anyway. Doing hard things on purpose trains your brain to handle pressure. When you face challenges regularly, you don't crumble when the big storms hit. You stand firm, you adapt. You overcome, you build that mental toughness that separates winners from quitters. You can't wait for life to be easy. Life ain't a walk in the park. It's more like a climb up a mountain, with rocks, steep paths, and surprises. But if you commit to doing hard things every day, that mountain becomes your training ground, and you come out stronger on the other side. The hard thing could be waking up early to work on your goals. It could be spending extra time learning a new skill. It could be pushing past self-doubt to speak up for yourself. Whatever it is, do it with purpose. Don't just survive the hard. Thrive in it. Sometimes you'll want to quit. Sometimes you'll feel like giving up. But remember, every step through the hard builds your character. Every challenge is an opportunity in disguise. The more hard things you do, the less hard things will control you.
Doing one hard thing daily also builds confidence. When you prove to yourself you can handle discomfort and keep going, you start trusting yourself more. You start seeing yourself as capable, strong, and unstoppable.
And here's the secret: doing hard things becomes addictive. You get a taste of that accomplishment, that growth, that breakthrough. You want more. You don't settle for less anymore. That's when your life starts changing in ways you never imagined.
The enemy doesn't want you doing hard things. He wants you comfortable and complacent. He wants you stuck in your comfort zone where you ain't growing. But you're bigger than that. You were made for more.
So embrace the hard. It's not about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's about showing up every day and doing one hard thing, no matter how small. Those little wins add up to massive change.
So stop waiting, stop making excuses. Pick that hard thing you've been avoiding and do it on purpose today. Your future self will thank you. Celebrate small wins. Listen, a lot of folks get so caught up chasing the big prize, they forget to celebrate the little victories along the way. But here's the truth. Success is a collection of small wins. It ain't one big moment. It's the daily progress, the tiny steps, the small breakthroughs that stack up and move you forward. You gotta learn to celebrate the small wins because they fuel your fire. When you acknowledge progress, no matter how tiny, you build momentum. That momentum keeps you going on days when you feel tired, discouraged, or like giving up. Celebration is like fuel for your soul. Think about it. When you achieve a big goal, it's amazing, but the road to that goal, it's paved with little wins. Getting up early, making a tough call, learning a new skill, those moments matter. They deserve to be recognized and honored. Celebrating small wins also rewires your brain. It trains you to look for the good, the progress, the reasons to keep pushing. That positive focus keeps you motivated and helps you build a mindset of abundance instead of lack. Some people only celebrate when everything is perfect, but life ain't perfect, and waiting for perfect means waiting forever. Celebrate what you got right now, what you did well, what you moved forward on today. That's how you build confidence and joy in the journey. When you celebrate small wins, you give yourself permission to be proud. You're recognizing your effort and your commitment. That recognition matters because it builds your self-esteem and reminds you that you're capable. Celebration doesn't have to be big. It can be as simple as a moment of gratitude, a fist pump, a text to someone who supports you, or even just saying, "I'm proud of me." Small celebrations add up and create a habit of positivity. If you don't celebrate small wins, you risk burnout. You work hard but never stop to recognize your progress, and it feels like you're running a race with no finish line. That's exhausting. Celebration gives you checkpoints to pause and recharge. When you celebrate, you also inspire others. Your joy becomes contagious. People see your progress and start believing in their own journey. Your small wins can light the way for someone else struggling to get started. Remember, some of the greatest achievers got there because they celebrated the little things. They didn't wait for the big moment to feel success. They recognized every small step as a victory and kept moving forward. Celebrating small wins also helps you stay connected to your purpose. It reminds you why you started and what you're working toward. That connection keeps you grounded and focused, even when challenges come. Don't compare your small wins to someone else's big wins. Your journey is unique. What matters is your progress, your growth. Celebrate that, and don't let comparison steal your joy. Sometimes the small wins are invisible to others. Maybe it's getting through a tough day, making a healthy choice, or showing kindness when it's hard. Celebrate those too.
They count just as much as anything else. Celebration is a form of self-love. It's saying to yourself, I see you, I appreciate you, you're doing a good job. That kind of kindness nurtures your spirit and keeps you moving forward with hope. So today, no matter where you are in your journey, find something to celebrate. It might be small, but it's important. Celebrate your wins and watch how that gratitude multiplies into bigger victories. Stay consistent. Stay hungry. Consistency is the secret sauce. It's the thing most folks struggle with, but it's what separates the dreamers from the doers. You can have all the talent in the world, all the motivation for a day, but if you ain't consistent, nothing changes. Real success is built one day at a time, over and over. Staying consistent means showing up even when you don't feel like it. Some days you're fired up, ready to conquer the world. Other days you just want to stay in bed. The key is showing up on both days. That's what builds unstoppable momentum. You see, consistency is not about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about doing what needs to be done, whether you're inspired or tired, whether it's easy or hard. That commitment to yourself turns goals into habits and habits into results. When you stay consistent, you train your mind to believe in your own power. You build trust in yourself. You prove that you can rely on you, and that's the foundation of confidence. Once you trust yourself, you become a force that can't be shaken. Staying hungry is about never settling. It's about always wanting more, not because you're never satisfied, but because you know you're capable of greater. Hunger drives you to push past limits, to keep growing, to keep evolving. Some folks get a taste of success and slow down. But hunger keeps you moving. It reminds you there's always another level, another goal, another mountain to climb. Hunger fuels ambition, and ambition turns dreams into reality. Consistency and hunger work together. One without the other won't get you far. Hunger without consistency is just wishful thinking. Consistency without hunger is just going through the motions. Together, they make you unstoppable. The biggest challenge with consistency is patience. You won't see results overnight. You gotta trust the process. Every day you show up, you're investing in your future. You're building a foundation that will support you when the storm hits. Some days the progress feels invisible, but it's there, like water wearing down rock. Consistent effort wears down obstacles. Over time, your small actions create big changes. Don't give up because you don't see it yet. Staying hungry means keeping your vision alive. Remind yourself why you started. Picture the life you want. Hold onto that vision tightly. It will pull you through the hard days and keep you focused when distractions come. You gotta feed your hunger with positive fuel. Surround yourself with people who challenge you, inspire you, and hold you accountable. Fill your mind with stories of others who stayed consistent and won. Let their success ignite your fire. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't move as fast as you want. But remember, consistency is the long game. Every champion was once a beginner who refused to quit. Stay hungry, stay focused, and keep grinding. Celebrate your progress along the way. When you see how far you've come, it will fuel your hunger even more. Use that energy to push harder, reach higher, and dream bigger. Don't let fear or doubt kill your hunger. When those voices come, remind yourself of your why. Your hunger is your fuel to overcome fear and silence doubt. Keep it alive by focusing on what you want, not what scares you. At the end of the day, staying consistent and staying hungry means you're committed to yourself. You're saying, I'm worth the work, I'm worth the time, I'm worth the fight. And that's the mindset that changes lives. So keep showing up, keep pushing, keep believing, stay consistent, stay hungry, and watch how your life transforms one day at a time. Now listen, I want you to hear me loud and clear. Changing your life ain't about some magic trick or overnight miracle. It's about what you do every single day, the choices you make when nobody's watching, the small actions that build up to something big. Doing these 5 things every day, praying and connecting with God, moving your body to awaken your mind, feeding your mind with truth and wisdom, tackling one hard thing on purpose, and celebrating every little win, these habits will transform you from the inside out. But it doesn't stop there. Staying consistent and staying hungry is what keeps that fire burning long after the excitement fades. Life will try to knock you down. Doubt will whisper in your ear. Fear will try to stop you. But when you commit to these daily actions, you build a foundation so strong, nothing can shake you. You're not just hoping for change, you're creating it. You're not waiting for opportunity, you're making it. So, I'm challenging you today, don't wait for tomorrow, don't wait for motivation, start now. Do these things every day with purpose and passion. Watch how your mindset shifts, how your strength grows, and how your life changes in ways you never thought possible. Remember, greatness isn't given, it's earned through daily discipline, faith, and relentless effort. You have everything inside you to rise, to shine, and to live the life you were born to live. Now go out there, do the work, and show the world what you're made of. Your breakthrough is waiting. Your destiny is calling. And it all starts with what you do today. Let's get it